Hello everyone, welcome back. And Spain win the Euros against England 2-1. It was a very interesting game. Especially in the first half, I thought Spain definitely struggled a bit, but they were by far the best team in the tournament. They were the most enjoyable to watch. They just played beautiful football. Honestly, they looked like they were going to go at every single opponent. It didn't matter who they were playing against. And England, you just can't say the same about them. I think, of course, they have a stacked team, but they didn't play anywhere close to the potential that they should with all the great players that they have on their team. And, Harry Kane taken out in the 60th minute, it's a crazy decision. It seemed like it actually worked because Ollie Watkins was able to get in behind. But I don't really want to talk too much about England. Just that Spain team, the 4-2-3-1 that they were playing this entire tournament, it was so fun to watch. Rodri and Fabian Ruiz in the middle was great. Pedri, before he was injured, was starting as an attacking midfielder. That was nice. I think it is interesting seeing him in that role, but maybe it's not the best because you want him to have more touches. But Dani Olmo comes on. He plays in the semifinals, in the final. So good. But then Nico Williams and Lamine Yamal. Those are the two talking points because they were so good, so fun, taking on their players, making things happen, creating chances, scoring goals. Both of them. And, of course, Laporta's going to be watching that. And if it wasn't clear already, Nico Williams should be the number one priority. Not just because he scored a goal at the Euros, but this whole tournament, he's been so fun to watch. And it was just great. And Spain, congratulations. I think it was fully deserved. I think everyone knows they were the best team of the tournament. They played 7 games, won 7, scored so many goals, just were exciting to watch. They just played so well this entire tournament. So fully deserved, and I'm really happy for all the players. And so many things happened in this game. Oyarzabal, I thought he was offsides at first, but the knee of John Stones, I think, kept him onside. That's how close it is. It's just margins. And Cole Palmer, when he came on, I think he had maybe 2 touches before that, and then scores a goal from maybe 20 yards out. It barely deflected off Zubamendi, and I think it took it past the glove of Unai Simon. Those are just margins in this sport. But the first goal that Spain scored, Lamine Yamal, just the composure to not only just see that pass, but also with the perfect weight, make it easy for Nico Williams. I think a lot of players, they would have taken that shot themselves. I doubt there were many players in that position, especially at 16 years old, without the experience at the top level, to lay that one off. Because I'm sure there's so much excitement there. You want to be the one to score the goal in a final. But Lamine Yamal with so much composure to pass it off to Nico Williams. And like I said, Laporta, I'm just speaking strictly for Barcelona fans now. Everything. You have to do everything you can to make this signing happen. It was nice that La Liga's president came out and said it's possible for Barcelona. That's really nice. That's positive signs. But still, you just want to wait until it's done because, Barcelona, they don't have a left winger. I hope they keep Ansu Fati. I hope he's given the chance. But you've got to sign Nico Williams. That should be the first priority. You should go all in on that. I don't care. Maybe get a sponsorship with Apple Music. I do not care. Do everything you can to bring him into the club. And I just think the Spain team, it honestly shows me, maybe I stuttered a little bit too much there, but I'm just so excited because this is just after, I just saw the trophy celebration. It's just so exciting. But I think for a lot of Barca fans watching this team play, it shows the way that maybe Barca wants to play next season under Hansi Flick because from what I've seen, he did very well at Bayern with a 4-2-3-1. And, there were a decent amount of Barca players there. Lamine Yamal was the main starter, but, Gavi would have been starting. Pedri would have been starting. It was just so good to watch. And they played so fluid. They were attacking. They didn't need 75% possession every game like, we've seen a lot of Spanish sides have. They just pass around the ball. They control the game that way. But this Spanish team, they just disregarded all of that. They said, well, we'll play you on 50-50 possession. Maybe they had a little bit more this game, but they just took people on. They counterattacked. They had a very high line. It was just so nice to watch. And that's the way that I hope Barcelona can play next season. And it'd be really nice if Hansi Flick can make that happen. But I think the main priority is you have to sign Nico Williams. That's the way. I think if Spain, if they would have had Oyarzabal as the left winger or Ferran Torres, I don't think they would have been able to play like that because they just don't create the chances that Nico Williams creates. And to have that finish on him was great. He had such a good tournament. I saw that I just saw Rodri got the player of the tournament. It easily could have been Nico Williams or Lamine Yamal, but maybe they didn't want to give it to, the guy that also just won the young player of the tournament, so I understand. But just those two on the wings, they seem to get along so well as well as always hanging out with each other in practice and on social media, so you have to do everything you can to bring him to the club. And I don't think that's going to solve every single problem that the club have, but, Laporta, I know he's interested in Joao Felix. He maybe wants to sign him permanently. Nope. You should disregard that. Nico Williams for $50 million. I like I've said, I would respect and completely understand if he stays at Bilbao, but you have to do everything you can. If he does leave Bilbao in the summer and it's not to Barcelona, Laporta should pack his bags the second that Fabrizio announces that. he should pack his bags and walk out because Nico Williams, I mean, he would be the signing of the summer for Barcelona. I don't want to talk just about him because I think the team overall was so good. And that's a team without Gavi, who was one of their most influential and most important players in qualification for this tournament. And also Pedri, he got injured in the quarterfinals and within 5 minutes, so they had to play Germany, they had to play France, they had to play England without Pedri. I mean, he's a huge player for them. And overall, they just went through every single team that they played against. They were on the harder side of the bracket. England were on the much easier side. They hadn't proven themselves in the quarterfinals or in the qualifying. I just think Spain, they were so good. They looked great in this tournament. And congratulations. It's fully deserved. And I know a lot of people say it's coming home. I do feel bad for the England players because, they tried their hardest, but it just didn't seem like that group was better than the Spain team at all. I don't think. And going into that game, I thought, I had a feeling that maybe Spain would be the better team, but I think England made it difficult. But overall, Spain, they were just so good, and congratulations to everyone on the team. And the coach as well, he did so good. I think a lot of people before this tournament actually didn't have Spain as one of the heavy favorites going into the tournament. It was all this talk about France, about England, Germany, but Spain was the best team in this tournament. They won all 7 of their games, which I don't want to be wrong about this, but I think that's the first time any team has ever done that. So congratulations to them. It's just so fully deserved, and I'm very happy for all the players on the team. And I think from the beginning of the tournament, from the first game that Spain had, they looked like one of the favorites. They looked so good, and you could tell it was going to be a very exciting tournament for them. You didn't know if they were going to be able to go all the way, especially in their bracket. They had Germany, France, and then, of course, they knew they were going to have to play the best team from the right side if they made it there. And they went through all the way, and they looked like the better team each and every single game that they had. And I mean, again, just Lamine Yamal, I talk so much about him, but maybe for people that didn't watch Barcelona play, you just don't realize how good someone is. I know you see everyone talking about him and, 16 years old doing this. Well, he's 17 now, but 16, 17 years old doing this, it's just crazy. It would be impressive if Lamine Yamal was in the squad for the U21 Spain team. But he's not only in the squad, not only starting every single game, but also being one of the best players overall this entire tournament. I've never seen anything like it. That's all I'm going to say. I've never seen anything like him. I'm just so happy that Barcelona have him. And you want to do everything you can to make sure that he is healthy, that he's safe, and you just can't overplay him. I know it's very difficult to not want to start him every single game, but I hope he gets a lot of rest. I hope Barcelona, I have a feeling that they're going to keep Rafinha, so that's going to be great. Having them switch time, and I'm sure Rafinha can also play through the middle or on the left, possibly like Xavi used him towards the end of the season. But yeah, this Spain team, I would love if Barcelona can at some point try and replicate what they do. I know they don't have Rodri, they don't have Fabian Ruiz, but they have great midfielders on the team. And I think, I think Nico Williams is huge for this project that Barcelona wants to conjure up in the next couple years. Maybe, hopefully it is under Hansi Flick, but at least under Laporta's reign, I think they're going to have to make some big signings, and I think Nico Williams is one of those signings. I don't think they have to go out and spend 150 million, 100 million, but Nico Williams for 50 million in a position that you desperately need, yeah, you have to do it. And there's also been talk about Dani Olmo. I did make a video saying I don't really want Barcelona spending 60 million on him. He showed such great moments in this game, and also, he saved the game for Spain in the 89th minute with the header, goal line saving header from Unai Simon. He made a save, and I think Declan Rice headed it back in. Dani Olmo just headed it off the line, just incredible. And Dani Olmo, I think he was very impressive in this tournament. I think he almost had a goal and an assist in every knockout stage moment there, and he actually wasn't even starting at the beginning of the tournament because Pedri was playing more as the 10. But Dani Olmo, he really impressed me, and I think he's impressed me every single time I've watched him. I've never said that he was a bad player, but I think if Barcelona do sign him, that's where I'd like to see him play, is in the middle of the park as a number 10. I really hope that if Barcelona aren't able to sign Nico Williams, that they don't try and buy him as a left winger, because I just think I'd much rather see both of them signed together. I don't know if that's really possible. I don't know, that's around 120 million plus wages and signing on fees that I don't know if Barcelona are able to do. The first priority should be Nico Williams, even though Dani Olmo, he definitely impressed me. Zubimendi, in this final, he had to step up. Rodri came out at halftime, and he stepped up and did very well with Fabian Ruiz, I think. He looked like he was in his place there. It didn't look like he was uncomfortable at all. And I understand what Xavi saw in him. That signing's not going to happen, though, for sure. And I think because ever since Xavi announced he was leaving, and of course Zubimendi announced that he's staying at his club, yeah, there's definitely no chance that he's signing in the summer. But just this Spain team was just so enjoyable to watch. I've probably said that a lot in this video, but I'm so glad that the better team won. And again, nothing against England. I know they're players just to lose in back-to-back Euros finals. That's very difficult, and a lot of those players were in the squad in 2021. Yeah, that's very unfortunate. I do feel bad for the players, but the better team won today. The better team that played so well this entire tournament. I think England, they just didn't look good enough in every single game that I watched them. I actually ended up towards the last couple games of theirs. I just stopped watching them because I didn't think they were very entertaining, and I'm not English. I don't have any desire to watch them play if they're not going to be very entertaining. So I just stopped watching them. But I mean, they have so many good players, and Gareth Southgate, I mean, he's taken them to two finals. And it's not like he can go on there and score a 30-yard screamer himself. But the way that he set the team up, the commentators were talking about it as well. It's almost like they needed that goal to start playing well. Like they just want to play so safe, and they're so afraid of trying to attack. And I think the first half they played decent, but you're just too slow to come out of halftime. You concede. But like I said, I'm just very glad that Spain won, not only because they have Barcelona players, but just for the sport. From an entertainment perspective, you just want those teams to continue winning because, you don't want the momentum of the sport to be the way that England were playing. No offense. Again, I know it's a final. Maybe for a lot of people, of course, the results matter. And I think for English fans, if they would have won this game, it wouldn't have mattered at all how they played. They would have completely forgotten about that, and they would have said, the players, they did their best. They played their role very well. Gareth Southgate, hats off to him. But that just didn't happen, and I think there's going to be definitely a different narrative now that they lost in back-to-back finals. But like I said, I'm just so happy that Spain won because they were the better team this entire tournament. They were so good. I think Spain and Germany were the two best teams. Unfortunately, they had to meet in the quarterfinals. Only one of them could go through, and it was Spain. And in the 119th minute, Mikel Merino scores a goal. And then in that game against France, I don't think I'll ever understand what Adrien Rabiot was doing talking about Lamine Yamal. I just don't understand. It's one of those things, like maybe he was trying to throw him off, but I just think risk versus reward. You just look like a fool when you talk badly about someone, about Lamine Yamal, the best youngster in the world, and then he scores like a 25-yard screamer while you're trying to stop it. I mean, that kind of motivates Lamine Yamal, and he posted that stuff about putting him in check. I mean, I just don't know what you're doing. And then they got through France, they met up against England, and the better team won today. And overall, I think this Euros tournament was great. It was so fun watching these teams play. I specifically, of course, enjoyed Spain, watching them play, but also there were some great games in this tournament. I think there were some great teams. Georgia versus Turkey was, I think, still my favorite game of the tournament. It was incredible. And Fox Sports wasn't even broadcasting it because I guess they thought it wasn't a good enough game. Maybe it's not Fox Sports. Maybe I think it is Fox Sports. So whoever it was not broadcasting it. I just watched it on Twitter. But I think this Euros tournament was great. And to see Spain, the best team there, win it, it's just nice because, and the thing is, I think a lot of people when they say, oh, the best team in the tournament, it was going to be kind of obvious. But I really did not hear many people say that Spain was going to be this great team at the tournament. I think everyone thought it was going to be France or it was going to be England. But Spain, their team just looked so good. And qualifying, maybe it wasn't as convincing, but I think a lot of that was when Oyarzabal, Ferran Torres, those players were playing up top. And the difference makers for me, of course, it was Dani Olmo in the middle was great, but it was Lamine Yamal and Nico Williams on the wings. I mean, that's just the best wing duo in the tournament, in the world. And it's just so fun, enjoyable to watch. And I'm just so glad that they won because, like I said, you don't want the people that everyone expects to win to always win. But the team that plays the most entertaining, the most exciting football, that's the deserved winner, in my opinion. And England, unfortunate for them, they made it very close. It took until the 85th minute, and a knee kept Oyarzabal onside. But in the end, it was Spain that deserved it. And this Euros tournament I thought was great. I really enjoyed it. The Copa America final is on later tonight, so it's a very big day for football fans today. But yeah, just a great tournament overall. I hope you all enjoyed it as well. And also, just want to say sorry I haven't been making many videos. I've definitely not been on YouTube very much, but there just hasn't been very many links. I've been very focused on the Euros and the Copa America, so I'm still making shorter videos. But for YouTube, I just kind of wanted to wait until there were some rumors. But of course, the Euros is over, so now it's going to be a big summer for Barcelona. They're getting kicked off the new season with Hansi Flick, and Thiago Alcantara is also an assistant coach, I think, which is great. And I'm really excited. I've watched the YouTube videos of them just in practice, and it gets my excitement for Barcelona back because I think at the end of the season, yes, it didn't end the way that we wanted to. Xavi leaving, it was just kind of messy, but I'm so excited for this season coming up, and to watch all the Barca players at the Euros, I think they were great. not only the Spain players, but also Jules Koundé, some players that Barcelona were linked to. I'm so excited for this new season under Hansi Flick, and I hope we get to see a very entertaining and exciting team in Barcelona next season. So thank you all very much for watching my video. I appreciate it. Hope you all have a great rest of your day, and Visca Barca as always, and I hope you all enjoyed the Euros, and hope we can enjoy the Copa America later today. Thank you very much. Have a great rest of your day. Peace.